Hello and welcome to SOVA Art Jam. In this episode, we'll be learning about Impressionism. The background music is by Debussy, a famous Impressionist composer. Born in France in the early 1860s, Impressionism only lasted for 6 years. Impressionists represented immediate visual sensations through color and light, and they often painted outdoor. Their main goal was to present an impression or the initial sensory perceptions recorded by an artist in a brief glimpse. Impressionist artists studied the effect that light and weather had on the colors of the objects. They discovered that color is not a permanent characteristic of an object but changes constantly according to the effects of light, reflection, or weather on the object's surface. In this video, we will be focusing on the artist Claude Monet. Claude Monet was one of the leaders of the Impressionist movement. He often painted the same place in various timing to observe how the weather and the sunlight affects the color of the subject he paints. Monet's favorite subject matters were landscape, waterfront scenes, series on field of poppies, cliffs, haystack, and in his late work, near abstract water lilies. To meet the challenge of portraying such fleeting qualities of light, Impressionist artists created a distinctive, short, choppy brushstroke. These brightly colored spots form a mosaic of irregular dots throbbing with energy, like the pulse beat of life or the shimmer of light on water. Monet in particular was known for his use of sunny hues and pure primary colors. His subject matters had soft edges and a classic Impressionist look to it. Monet once said, "Try to forget what objects you have before you, a tree, a house, a field, or whatever. Merely think, here is a little square of blue, here is an oblong of pink, here is a streak of yellow, and paint it just as it looks to you." Another key artist during the Impressionist period is Manet. Manet was famous for painting works that depicted social lifestyle. His early works were highly contrasted, using dark patches against light. His later works were more colorful and vibrant. Also another famous Impressionist artist, Edgar Degas, was known for painting portraits of ballerinas. Last but not least, we have Renoir, who was known for his paintings of peach-skinned female figures. To summarize, we are going to use the elbows technique. An easy way to remember the important elements of Impressionism is by using the acronym ELBOWS. While these do not apply to every painting, ELBOWS is a great tool for examining and discussing Impressionist paintings. The Impressionists did not want to paint the historical images that other artists were painting, but rather looked at what was happening around them as the inspiration for their paintings of sunlit landscapes and everyday life. The L in elbow stands for light. Capturing the changing effects of natural light was one of the main goals of Impressionist artists. Many of these artists use bright colors and short, thick brushstrokes to depict the changing qualities of sunlight. B stands for brushstrokes. Impressionist artists often painted directly onto the canvas rather than making sketches before they began. The artists had to work fast, so they used depths of colors and did not like to use outlines. Because they had to work fast, the artists had less time to blend their colors like they would if they were working in the studio. Impressionism is characterized by this loose brushstroke. we have O, which stands for outdoor painting. One way that the Impressionist painters differed from the other painters of their time was that they painted plein air, meaning outdoors. Among the many inventions of the Industrial Revolution were portable tubes of oil paints and easels that allowed the artists to work outdoor and on the move. W stands for weather and atmosphere. The Impressionists painted scenes filled with light and atmosphere, trying to capture the different effects of sunlight and changes in weather in their paintings. Bright colors are one of the main characteristics of Impressionism. Since the artists often work outdoor, they use intense shades of colors to capture natural light. The Impressionists were also interested in scientific studies that explain how colors affected the eye. We have come to the end of the episode. Hope you enjoyed and see you soon.